I'm a better person by being around Cole Bartels.
Attaboy, Bart. Champion.
For Massachusetts native Cole Bartels, versatility is second nature. Having overcome Tommy John surgery, he has lowered his delivery to lessen arm strain. Now, he is thriving both on the mound and at the plate.
Thanks for being here today. First off, why Penn State?
I came here just because I was like, Penn State's a big school, big athletic school. I came here, saw the facilities, honestly was blown away. I didn't start pitching full-time until I was a sophomore in high school. So, I mean, I was mostly a shortstop, just kind of a athlete, just a thrower up on the mound, just threw pretty hard. So I think that's what got me some looks.
Not very often do you get a chance to coach a young man that makes you really enjoy being around him all the time. I mean, he brings the energy, passionate, it's authentic, and he makes everybody around you better. Man, as a father myself, and Cole is, if my son grows up and be half the person Cole Bartels is, then I've done a good job as a parent.
My parents taught me at an early age that it's really important to take care of my schoolwork and get good grades, obviously. In high school, I don't think it was too difficult, above a 3.0 or something to get an honor roll student. But coming to college, it's definitely been a lot more difficult to maintain good grades, especially in the spring season. It gets really grueling with travel and stuff like that. I went out there and I remember having like almost tunnel vision, and I had pretty good success that first game. Just went out there and let it fly.
All right, now talk a little bit about your injury. What happened? How did it happen? And how did you feel?
We were playing Minnesota. It was a Saturday game, afternoon, really cold. And I had some elbow problems in high school. Some tightness issues I had my senior year of high school. And I remember that day, it was really painful, just like right below that bone, like right around that area where obviously UCL is. And I was like, you know, I'm just sore. Like, I'm just gonna go out there and pitch, whatever. Like, can't do anything about it now. I'm not gonna take myself out of the game. They called me in the game, second inning. Honestly, I can't remember as well what exactly happened, but I know that, like, I think it was the 10th pitch. I felt the pop, and my whole entire fingers went numb. My pinky and ring finger on my right hand went numb. Shooting pain down my forearm. It was, I knew at the moment. Like, I knew something was seriously wrong. There's a lot of self-doubt, a lot of like mental struggle that I went through during that time period, stuff that I never ever experienced before. And I remember telling people after my freshman year, I was like, I've never experienced that much failure, like at times. Like, I never experienced this to that extent, the amount of failure that I experienced. Even though I had, like I said, some really good games, a lot of success. Everyone was there for me. Even for the guys who hadn't, there was a bunch of guys who went through it and obviously knew what it was like, exactly the exact same steps that I had to go through. There's a lot of kids who didn't know what it was like, but I mean, they're all there to help me. They know what it's like. They know what it is. Everyone's familiar with Tommy John in the baseball community. Everyone was helpful. I mean, they embraced me, took me under their wing. I mean, they knew I was upset sometimes. People there to talk to me, calm me down when I was upset. Helped me through the way when I was struggling.
Cole, you know, I'm forever thankful for those guys that, when I first got here, that helped me in this transition. And, you know, look, we're all replaceable as coaches, you know, and to have the opportunity to coach young men that value you as a person, as a father, myself, always my kids are around and always makes them feel appreciated. Always ask me how my wife, how my family's doing. And Cole Bartels is one of those kids that helped me transition, you know?
The first time I walked back on the field was against Fairfield, our second series. I came in to close the game. Runners on first and third, 1 out. We were up 1 run in the top of the ninth. I came in. I remember my adrenaline was pumping super high. and I think I struck out both guys to get the save. Came out with the win, and that was my first time back from Tommy John. It was huge, like most emotion I've ever felt. I think I almost started crying on the field. I was so amped up. But stepping back on the field was crazy, like emotionally. I never experienced anything like that before.
All right, now looking back on this entire process, what would you say were the toughest and most rewarding parts of your whole journey?
I've become so much more mature. I've grown up a lot since I got hurt. At that time, I never experienced a lot of stuff that I've gone through now. I didn't know how to overcome adversity. I didn't know how to control my mind. I didn't know how to take ownership of like my plan and what I want to do with my life and how I want to go about things. I kind of just let it happen. I was like loosey-goosey, whatever. I think I've matured and learned so much throughout the process. That's made me a better person and a better baseball player.
I'm really excited for what's ahead.
1, 2, 3, say it!
For both us as a program and Cole Bartels as a person.